A Chief Operating Officer has to deliver an operating model that enables a company to do what it does best and also to grow and innovate to reach new markets before the competition does. And they have to ensure that the right amount of effort and cash is being expended in the right areas. To do that, you need a broad perspective. You need to be able to ask important questions like, is your organization flexible enough to compete and innovate? Does it operate consistently so that it can produce more when demand is high and slow down when demand falls? To achieve all that, you need a complete overview of how your organization is performing, so you can see whether your operating model is fragmented or inefficient in particular markets. It's vital that COOs ask simple questions such as, are we involved in too many operations that serve only to distract us? A major supermarket chain recently made a major acquisition, which grew its market share considerably, but also meant that its IT infrastructure became suddenly unwieldy and complex. Various legacy systems competed with one another, and applications needed to be rationalized so that they could work across the organization. The team at the top, led by the COO, got together and asked a very simple question. What are we in business to achieve? The answer was equally as simple. Sell groceries at competitive prices through great customer service. The IT support to do all that was, frankly, a burden on the business. What was vital was the data the company got from its customers. So the entire IT function was detached and given to external experts. That made perfect financial as well as operating sense. The COO's team could focus on the operations of the stores, the whole supply chain, pricing and promotions and so on, whilst the IT just, made the whole thing work. The COO ensured that the IT delivered a consistent service and that processes were improved and standardized to promote efficiency. A large fashion retailer wanted to grow fast, and the COO concluded that its systems were too confused and slow to achieve that growth. That's because there was a mix of legacy IT systems and procedures in different departments that caused conflicts and slowed down decision-making. It also meant the stores couldn't deal with peaks in consumer demand, a fact that's fatal in the retail world. The COO didn't want to ditch all the legacy systems overnight and needed a managed transformation so that the business could focus on and deliver growth. Instead of shifting talent from one part of the business to another and perhaps losing the focus they were after, specialists were brought in to extend the life of the company's mainframe, reduce complexity and streamline processes, such as batch processing, so that peaks in demand could be managed. What those examples show is that there are ways you can reorientate your energies so that you can concentrate on strategic thinking and focus on achieving business objectives, instead of merely keeping the lights on. A huge shipping company, for instance, set itself the target of growing its revenue by 300%. The lights were on, but they needed to burn brighter. The COO and the rest of the team decided that the only way to deliver that kind of growth was to enable a new global operating model. There was no time to grow their own expertise internally. The target wouldn't allow it. So the clever thing to do was bring in expertise that was already proven. All around the world, COOs are moving to a more strategic position, like one who, working closely with the company's chief financial office, decided to relieve the finance department of its more mundane work so that the experts working within it could contribute their expertise in more rewarding and profitable ways. That is, thinking of new ideas that would generate wealth. So the process of tracking bills and payments and tracing paper documents was deployed using the latest technology, which automated many of the functions and made everything more efficient. Suddenly, the company's money was flowing the way it should, and investment could be focused on new markets and new ideas. In any organization, the COO has to stand back. Just because a company is big doesn't mean it has to do everything.